Hello everybody, my name is Zelinator and welcome back to Ultimate Minecraft Polyworld episode 460. Do we really have about 2 episodes or 2 weeks left? Is it really coming upon that time? It's looking like it. So anyways, here we are. We are getting notified that we've gone live and we are finishing up from yesterday, digging out the tunnel or the vertical column. I still don't know what to call this. We're digging out the tubes here because we are going to install bubble columns. But I wanted the side panels to be filled in first. I didn't want to just use the natural blocks that were already there. We're going to make it look consistent. Oh, let's see if there's glass there. Looks like I'll have glass here to fill in. And down here. I have enough, right? I'm going to be close. I'm going to be really close with the amount of cobblestone I currently have on me in terms of how much I'm going to need. If I wanted to be safe, I would have brought an extra stack. I don't know if I'm going to make it though. Oops. Yeah, that one was already filled in. Well, we're going to find out whether or not I have enough. It'll be a little unfortunate if I don't make it. Yawn. It's kind of been a long morning so far. I'm continuing on in watching the Really Loud House because I started it a couple of years ago. No, longer than that. Started watching that back when the movie was new. That was they came out around Christmas time 2021. I was in the mood that year for Christmas. And so I ended up watching the movie and thought, oh, this is nice. Months later, it turns out they made a sequel series to the movie. That's rather interesting. And so I made a return. I ended up only watching a few episodes to begin with, and then I kind of put the series on hold for a little while. Next thing I know, they made another movie and a second season. Oop. Speaking of oop, there goes all our cobblestone. Man, we almost made that. We were so close. So close there. I'm kind of tempted just to build up. Let's see. Hold on. How many blocks would I need? I think I'll make it. I'll just dig up the dirt. Because I really don't want to jump down. Ah, so close. I really did not want to jump down and then start all over when I'm just right here. So let's grab the cobblestone, and I forgot about the pigs. What are you guys doing? Okay, I still have 3. Yeah, we'll catch some Z's, reset the weather timer. This is Ella Moon Rises. And we'll place down the last of the cobblestone. Or what I could do. Now, place down the cobblestone first, and then I'll need 4 signs. I'll need 4 signs because at the very bottom, I need to hold back the water. And ta-da! Hooray, we made it. Alright. So, let's head on in here. With everything complete, let me put away all the building blocks that I don't need on me. And all the goods I accumulated while I was digging. Alrighty, so I'm looking at now signs. So I'll grab some sticks. We'll probably use regular oak. I need more oak. That's oak, right? Yep. Excuse me, y'all, I'm working here. So I grab the signs. Next, I grab the ice. We're just gonna take all of this. And so if everything's all nice and neat, all I really need to do is go down there. Yeah, I need to go down there, place the ice up, and then dig the ice going down. Alright, and zoop. Alright, so I'll probably just put these on the back wall here. That'll be fastest. Alright, let's see, does it matter which side? No, it's not gonna matter because I have to build down anyway. Oh wait, I should have done the magma block because the magma block means I need to stay down there. Oops. Because once I dig up all this ice, once I dig up all the ice, the bubble column's just going to push me right back to the top. XPGUI is here. XPGUI was here yesterday. And howdy, welcome back. How's it a GUI? What makes it guided? Every time you comment, you get 25 XP. If that was true, you should be at 75 XP. Looks like as of right now, you are indeed at 75 XP. Did they change it? Because originally there was a cooldown. We're going to keep watching, because I still don't know if they've worked more on the system or not. It's not 100, it's at 75. Maybe you get the first 3 free. Or the cooldown is random. And I totally forgot to dig the ice. So comments are worth 25 XP, but we don't know which comments are worth 25 XP because I haven't figured out what sort of consistency the system has, if it has any. As time passes, we'll see if we figure it out. It might be not spam, but then that's the opposite of wanting to. I should say that's the opposite of an incentive, and I can't remember if I ever learned what the opposite word for incentive is. Because incentive, you want to do something, so I guess you're not wanting to do something. It resets every stream. That part was easy to figure out, because the XP system, because otherwise you would have seen your XP from yesterday. Yeah, but otherwise, I don't know how frequently. The highest XP I've seen someone reach is 125, but I don't know over what period that is. Send live chat messages and super chat. I don't have super chat currently enabled. But yeah, there's no way to know which messages because it's proven that not every message is worth XP. I don't even know why they made it 25 XP. I would have made it something like 5 XP. Maybe YouTube just likes seeing numbers go up. Anyways, speaking of going up, whee! This is so much better than the stairs. Whoop! Oh, that was great. This was totally worth putting in. I'm pretty sure falling is still going to be faster, but I don't have a way to directly fall. Unless I have an idea. I just need to make sure I have the space for it. YouTube's trying to become like everything. Remember when they rolled out shorts and people were saying how much like TikTok it was? Now they're rolling out Stream XP systems and people are saying it's like Twitch. YouTube already has TV channels. It's like cable. And boop, last one. There we go. Alright, so I guess I really don't have much space over here for this. I'm already gonna have to move the signs if I want to do what I want to do. I'm thinking. How often am I gonna be down here though? Because I guess the easiest solution would be just to get rid of the glass between here, but I don't want to unintentionally fall. I want to only intentionally fall. And I like how this back panel looks, so I don't think I want to change it. Alright, here's what I will do though. I will put down a couple torches. Zoop. You know what? I should time this. I want to know how long it takes going from the bottom of the world all the way up to, I think it's 93 I'm at. While I go up, let me whip out my stopwatch real fast. Boop. Since when did my settings app get a change in UI icon? Oh, either way, it's the stopwatch. Alrighty. So we're gonna first test how long it takes to go down. Whee! This is very slow. I'd much rather fall. You know what? So much for building the bubble columns over at the rad facility. If I'm just gonna do all my testing here. This for sure feels slower than going up though, but we're gonna mathematically prove whether or not that's true. And boop. So that took 31.28 seconds. Gonna reset and go. Very interesting how you go up so much faster than when you go down. And boop, stop. 14.23. So a little less than half the time. So going up is around twice as fast as going down within the bubble columns. I find that interesting. You would think gravity would make you go down faster, but could be a Minecraft thing. And I don't know why these pigs like my furnaces so much. Oh, I need the coal to refuel these. Oh, hello, I didn't know you were in here. You say that's gotta be it, but I think to myself, why would that? Should not someone be awarded for their time? Since when is YouTube fair? Alright, toss all that. And the copper. Zoop! Alrighty. With this new day, we're gonna put away this ice real fast. How's the copper floor doing? I think I'm still only seeing the one stage. I don't think we've hit stage 2 of oxidization. Alright, but with that taken care of, now what we're going to do... The farm! That's what it was. We're gonna work on the farm. Question is, where? Where would be a good place to do it? I'm probably just gonna have the regular areas. I'm trying to think. Maybe I will. I could always suspend it. I'd rather not take away from the water down there. Howdy, Robotnik. Welcome back. I'm at 1.17 because, unlike your series, I kept going after years. You haven't done an episode since, right? Which reminds me to, I should say, which reminds me to remind you, you should totally work on a laptop charger. Surely there are replacements you can acquire online. Do you lose XP if a message gets censored? I haven't seen anyone lose XP. I've only seen message. What happened here? Did the rabbit jump off? That's unfortunate. Okay. Anyways, I haven't seen anyone lose XP. I've only seen the XP meter go up. Here, top spot. How'd you lose it? Oh, because y'all both have 75 now. Teehee. See, and this already disproves your theory because if you're still at 75. Alright, I'm looking for the seeds. You don't even know where the laptop is? With all my bugging you, you didn't keep it around? Because now that's only going to urge me to bug you more. Howdy, Koski, welcome back. I don't think these can combine. No, not yet. Alright, so I have my carrots, I have my wheat seeds. We're going to grab sugarcane. Server lag spike. You don't need to play Minecraft, you just need to recover the world. Boom, magic. Oh, pumpkins, that was the last item. I was gonna start pumpkin farm as well. Play a game of Minecraft version trivia. I'm getting flashbacks to the last day of UMP Part 3. Someone was asking me a bunch of trivia questions. No, it wasn't trivia. It was, I'm thinking. It was like riddles. Someone hopped on and asked me a whole bunch of riddles. And then months went by because I stopped streaming for a little bit after that. So the months went by and I made a return and he came back. Came back only once. I guess I'm good with Minecraft history, but if it comes down to technical stuff, I'm probably not going to remember. If it comes down to dates, I'm not going to know that either. I've never been good with dates. The easiest way to remember a date is if it has an associated Minecraft version, but that only works for in-dev and inf-dev. Fences were added in Alpha 1.0.17. Do I need to smooth out this area? Because I'm kind of thinking of having to farm down here. What level do I want to be at? I probably will put the farm down here. I'm kind of imagining how it's supposed to look. Iron doors were added in Alpha 1.0.1, along with other basic redstone stuff. That was the first version of Alpha that said Alpha in the top left corner, because Notch changed the last version to be Alpha 1.0.0. Notch and his versioning. To this day, Minecraft has had other versioning questions. I should say other questionable versioning. Alright, let me think. So, if I were to prepare for beetroots and potatoes, I want my original 4x4 pad, plus, in fact, I can also get cactus in on this as well, but I don't want to go get it right now. So I guess I'll start there and I'll probably line the edges. When you say door, you're talking the regular wooden door? That one was InfDev 607, June 7th. That was the first oak, well, I should say the only oak door, but it was just the wooden door at the time until other wooden door types were added. Look at all these seeds. Almost didn't need to pick up any from before. Birch planks were added in release 1.2.4, I think. Release 1.2.4 is the first of one of these game drops that Mojang seems to really be liking to promoting. The second one was release 1.4.6. You know what I need? I now have most of the area cleared, but I think I should get another block to mark out the middle of these. Hardened clay was release 1.6. Where are a lot of these orders coming in from? Because if they're all coming from the same place, the same physical location, it would make sense that they would. Or the way the carrier is set up. I'll probably go back to using more of this stuff since I don't know what else to use it for the time being. I'll need to get used to that model. Then were diamonds added. Diamonds were originally called emeralds in InDev January 28th, I think. And then they were renamed in the next version. Wonder how far over the edge I should be. I could always make a waterfall. Oh, that's right, I have pick block. I was playing beta 1.8 earlier. I don't have the fun pick block. You asking me for clarification for what I said? Because what I said was The date I said was January 28th. They were originally called Emeralds, and then the next version they were renamed. This is what happens when you read the wiki over and over and over again back before you had all the versions available. I spend a lot of the time reading the wiki for old versions from like 2014 to 2015. Alright, here we go. So we're gonna build up probably one more. And then this last layer is going to be the border. Alright, I don't know how far over this needs to go, but we'll stop it there first. If I'm only going to make the 2x2 grid, this should be fine. How much durability did the gold pickaxe have when it was added? If you said iron pickaxe, I would have said infinite because at that time tools didn't have durability. I'm trying to remember if the diamond and gold tools were added before or after durability was added. Hello. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Maybe I should be smart. Places in the floor. I don't think I know this one. I'm not good at memorizing the durabilities. I feel like there wasn't any speed improvements. Just guess. I'll just guess 60. No, I'll say if 64 was stone, then I'll say 32. Boop. Oops. It was 33. I got close. So then that means I was right. The different tool types were added after. I should say durability. No, the different tools were added after durability were the same. Alright, so then now we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the next wall. So it's. If this is the 10th block, I separated here. Alright, how far does this need to be? That has to go farther. Looks like I'll have more digging up to do. This is quite a large area. So then this is a wall. Gold tools were added before durability. Does that mean my original thought was right in that it was originally infinite? Because I couldn't remember if that was true or not. I was trying to think back. because I had the thought that there was no point trying to make diamond tools initially, because at that time, before durability, they also all had the same dig speed, which meant you can always just go for the cheapest option and it wouldn't dig any faster. Durability was added a day later. I could see that happening. There's a lot of stuff where Notch does one thing and then changed it the next day. Is the sun gone down already? Nope, I'm just seeing things. Boop. When did the enchanted golden apple get added? It's for sure not InfDev, because that was the original golden apple. I'm pretty sure all the original golden apples remained. I should say the item ID for it. I don't even know what the item ID is. I feel like the enchanted golden apple would have been... I'll say 1.0, but I feel like beta 1.8 is another possibility, because that's when they started working on effects. Although that's for full versions. Could have been one of the beta 1.9 pre-releases. 1.3? That sounds late. Interesting. Howdy, Paul. Welcome back. What purpose? For what reason did they add it in 1.3? They gave the normal apple glint in 1.0. That very well could have been what I was thinking. Because then that's when they were working, or I should say that's when they implemented the effects and the enchanted stuff. Interesting. Alright, so now I'm looking at... So with all this taken care of, I could just leave this. When it turns night, I'll probably start plopping down torches. When we're at advancements, the original achievement system was beta 1.5, but it was replaced with advancements in release 1.12. I remember when I lost all my achievement progress, going from 1.11 to 1.12. Alright, so I'm probably not going to put any farmland on that side, but what I could do is I could do like a strip of pumpkin, have a little gap, and then a strip of melon, even though I don't have any melons yet. But I also don't have beetroots or potatoes. Gotta future-proof this stuff. Because you don't want to build the whole farm and then realize, oh, I picked up something new. Time to make more space. I'm pretty sure I still have one extra plot at home like this. That's off center. I still have one extra plot at home in case they ever add something else plantable like wheat, carrots, potatoes, and beetroot. I don't know if Mojang will, but if there ever comes a day that they do, I already have the space for it. How much health does an apple heal in alpha and beta? I think 2 full hearts. 4 hit points. It's hard to know because they didn't naturally drop. They weren't added, or I should say they were not obtainable in survival until release 1.1, unless under certain conditions. most of the food, when converting over to the beta 1.8 hunger system, most of the health that food healed was converted over to the hunger they give. How many hunger points? Alright, I think... Alright, so how much space will I need? I'm probably going to want to push this back if I have 2 rows. Or I could just stick to 1 row because I need 1 block for the plant itself, 1 block for the stem, 1 block for the water. Yeah, I'll probably just push this back and then add a second row. They fixed the bug that double slab blocks only drop 1 slab. I'm gonna first say I don't think that's a bug, because I should say that was intentional, because originally to make a double slab you would place a solid block on top of the slab and it would turn from the regular 1 slab into the full block slab. So it makes sense that it would only ever drop 1, because otherwise you would have an infinite duplication of slabs. So to prevent that, it only ever dropped 1. And then they changed it, because you can create a double slab block. Anyways, I believe that was corrected in beta 1.3. At least I'm hoping, but I don't think so. Beta 1.3 is in my head because that's when the other slab types were added. I want to say that was only on single player as well, because that wasn't corrected in multiplayer until later. I have another answer in my head, but I'll stick to that one first. Come on, Zelamoon, I'm ready to catch some Z's and reset the weather timer. There we go. Are we all good? Is there anything else I needed? Oh yeah, do I have cactus in here? I do not have cactus yet. So it looks like I did not collect any from the desert. I'll do that soon when I get the farm going. Maybe I should have done the cactus and sugarcane on that side. And then that's the side where I had the pumpkins and melons. Alright, well I guess that's how I'll end up doing it. What did coal ore drop before coal? It dropped slabs. It dropped the regular stone slabs, which at the time were the only slab type. I don't think dirt slabs were ever official. They were showcased, but I don't think they ever made it into a packaged build that the public had access to. Alright, so let me segment this. 5, so then this is where the wall goes. The rose was replaced with the poppy in release 1.7 when the rose bush was added. It was a sad day. As you can see, I still use the good old-fashioned rose texture on here. Do I also have it named? Nope, I don't have the name corrected. I need to fix that. Unless I already fixed it in the language file. I'm gonna write that down because I don't know whether or not that was fixed in the language file. I have so many things in the language file that I changed, it's hard to keep track of all the things that I currently have. Alright, so we're gonna dig this up. This is where the water goes. When Cactus was first implemented, it deals half a heart of damage when you punch it and try to break it. Alright, there we go. So there's for the water. I wonder if there's a way to maximize this. It probably is, but I don't know if I can fit it within a block area. And walking on it. So walking next to it didn't damage, but walking on it. Hooray, Notch and his simple collision checks. Is Notch had a easy way to test what block you're standing on, but there's not an easy way to test blocks you're next to. Alright, so speaking of cactus, how do I want to do the cactus farm? If I wanted to mirror this, it would be another 5x5 strip. When did mobs get their own sounds and not the player oof? I want to say that was Alpha 1.0.3. Okay, so it's 5 blocks, and then the 6 is the border. So then I dig this one up. I'm probably going to end up pushing this back even more. So let me just zoop all this real fast. I said Alpha 1.0.3 was when the mob sounds changed. Can push this back one more. Flatten everything. Collect the dirt. Surely I don't have a use for it. Oh, there's a Skellybum dungeon? Have I not looked in this cave? This is where all the Skellybums keep coming from. We're not limited to 75 XP because I've seen people go up to 125. You know what I should do? We're just gonna... Oh, hold on. I don't know if I can reach this. I want to. It's about to get dark, sorry. I don't know what the guy did. I wasn't paying attention. There we go. Let there be light. Alright, so what are we looking at? More horse armor. Piercing 4. And another name tag. That name tag could be useful. This is enough to keep the spawner deactivated, right? It's not going to apply to any Skellybums already around. Liking the video doesn't work. You should keep the like there. No need to remove the like. Okay, so that leads to a dead end, but I want to see what's up here. If I do anything with this cave, at least now I have an access point here. I feel like this is going to keep going. I'm working on a farm. I've already done plenty of cave exploration. This is another place that leads to the shore. Maybe if I wanted an underground area, I could do that here. When was cave generation added? The very first cave generation? Oh, to infinite terrain. I believe cave generated was added in InfDev June 16th. One of the June 16th, because I think it was 3 versions came out that day. I think the first one. Alright, do I want to flatten this anymore? Probably a little bit. Make it easier getting in and out of the cave. I did get music disc 13. It's the wrong type of disc, though. Alright, so one of these is going to be sugarcane, and one of these is going to be cactus. I don't know which ones yet, I haven't figured that out. We'll keep this as it is. Boop. I don't know if I'll do anything in this corner here. I'll just leave it as it is for now. Quick question for you. How many of these trivia questions did you know before you were asking me? Alright, so this is here. This is kind of right where I wanted to put the pathway, because I was thinking of having a pathway go up along here. You probably knew the coal thing from InDev, because I remember back when I was mining in InDev, back when I was coal mining in InDev. Good day, good day. Not really, because I got tired of mining all that coal. But I wanted the slabs, because after that, slabs was going to become expensive. Can I see the farm from here? Kind of. You can see most of it. Alright, so I'll need sand. I think I'm going to need more sand. I'll get that soon. Or at least now I have the space for all this stuff. Who is Skeletor from again? I want to say Masters of the Universe, but that doesn't sound right. Speaking of, I never watched that show. When the first server was being developed for alpha, what commands were available to a non-opt user? He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Have the right concept. I believe there was /iron. I'm trying to remember whether or not /home was added to alpha by then. Instead of March 25th. You're right, that was before level saving. It's kind of funny how Notch added caves in instead of 325s, then took them out the next version. What was I just saying about Notch doing something one day and then changing it the next update? Anyways, I'm trying to think what other commands there were, because there were not that many. /help wasn't around then. /honor is the only one I'm confident about, because Talonides didn't work very well. Yeah, 2 days later. He added caves, then he redid the whole terrain generator and took out caves. I'm missing one more. I probably know the command, and I'm just not remembering what it was. I'm trying to think, because this would have been alpha 1.0.10 through 1.0.15. There wasn't day and night cycle. I don't remember if /save all was added yet. I don't think there was a way to force save the level at that time. I'm not remembering it. There's probably one I don't use all that much. Howdy, Henry. It is that time again. Just like nearly every day, it's time to stream. We're 50 minutes into the day. I feel like it's going to be for a particular feature that ended up being removed later or negated because it was unnecessary. I'm gonna be mad if it was slash gold because I don't know who would want that. Was it slash TP? I feel like that was later. I don't know how many of these cacti I need to collect. I feel like it was slash wood. Why did Notch add slash wood? Because I knew about slash iron, that's useful, but why did he add slash wood when all you have to do is chop down some trees? Maybe that's why I never used it. What did slash wood give? If it's a notch thing, I feel like it would give you planks. Was it 4 wooden planks? Because if slash iron gives, I think, 4 iron bars. Maybe not planks. Maybe, hopefully, Notch was smarter than that and it gave 4 logs. What if Notch set up like his own key bindings for just fast commands? He gave 4 saplings? What? Why would... That is the slowest possible way of getting wood. Because trees generated at that time, at least on multiplayer, it's so much faster to just find some trees and chop them down. Why would you want saplings? There's no way Notch was expecting people to chop down every tree. Did I collect exactly 3 stacks? Why do I feel like I had 17 to begin with? I don't think it had to be a bug. What? Why else would Notch do it? Alright, so I'm thinking, as I'm imagining what this would look like. So it's either cactus and sugarcane or sugarcane and cactus. I'm thinking... I'm feeling cactus over here. You know, I might just dig up the whole thing. There's no way it's a bug for Notch to add a very specific command. When you say they both share the same cooldown, that's in they both have the same cooldown length, or that's in if you do one, the cooldown applies to both. I know it had a cooldown. If you do one, you can't do both. I did not know that. Maybe Notch just kept one timer. You didn't want to keep a timer for both. I have no idea why someone would pick 4 saplings. I don't know, maybe he was expecting people like me to burn down all the trees in the area, which I may or may not have done on a alpha server not that long ago. It's not alpha anymore, the server's upgraded, but once there was a time. Alright, so now I need to maximize this based on water. I'm kind of feeling, if I do this one, I would supply here, but how am I supposed to take care of that? Unless if I were to equally do water here, and then this one just has that. So then let me take care of this real fast, because if I put all of that in place, this might look aesthetically pleasing. So if I do all that, then that means I could do another, I don't know if it's gonna line up very well though. I'm sure I can do that, but let's see, how does that look on this side? When were slimes completely removed from mob spawning code? Is this why or I should say, is this why slime spawning was broken for a while? Because just notched up or whatever. Do they really have their entirely own? I guess that would make sense because they don't have the same rule set as other mobs where it's correct block type and correct light level. I'm trying to remember when slime spawning was fixed, but I don't know if fixed is equivalent to they removed all previous code. I'll just say the first answer I'm thinking, which is beta 1.2. I'm hoping that's when the slime spawning was corrected, which also could be wrong. I think now's the time for me to grab that bucket, and then we start filling it up. It was beta 1.2, hooray! There's my 10% luck, for those who know that song. Oh, alpha 1.2? You did troll me sad times. Alright, so that's all cobbled. Take that out, take that out. In fact, let me just grab. Does that mean slimes were completely removed in alpha 1.2 and they were re-added in beta 1.2? Up here comes the sun. Doo 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 doo. You know what? Maybe while I'm up here. Oh, beta 1.3. I see. That's what I was thinking then. Plus one reason why I like beta 1.2 more than 1.3. Also because of the slabs. Alright, I'm about to need a dedicated dirt chest. Maybe if I put all this stuff someplace different. Oh, you know what? I have an idea. You know what I don't have in here? I don't have an ender chest. How about I do the smart thing and I grab an ender chest, and then I'll put all these items in the ender chest. What did beta 1.4 add? Wolves and the April Fool's chest. And I'm probably going to be mad at the other thing. I don't know if this counts as an addition, but I changed the main menu. Instead of the animated logo that I miss so much, it's just a static image. And I'm trying to think what else it added. because those are the things I only ever remember. Oh, well, either way, I'm looking for sticks. That's correct, but not what you're looking for. I had a feeling that's not what you were looking for. It started the earliest work on achievements and statistics. Also started the earliest work on the ability to change the GUI scale. You know, yeah, I'll just keep 2. We're going to deconstruct some of these real fast. Or, you know what, here, I have a better idea. How do I take all this? Most of the mobs from the previous mod votes, I never particularly had affection for to begin with. Other than the first 4. Could be familiarity bias. And possibly because of how much I greatly enjoyed the 2017 Minecon Earth. Starts with a C. C is for Catwoman. That's an old movie. That's a very old movie. I'm trying to think. This is what happens when you don't really care for beta 1.4. I'd much rather play beta 1.3 and 1.5. I'm thinking. Maybe I should make infinite water up here. Maybe that's what I'll put in this corner. Let me dig all this up real fast. Decisions, decisions, decisions. I might have to say I don't know on whatever the third thing you were thinking of was. I'll probably know. Oh, wait, hold on. Was it cookies? I was about to give up, and then I remembered. See, I'm not a big fan of Minecraft cookies. That's probably why it took me forever to think of it. And then I remembered. And there we go. Now I don't have to go down there because I have my water up here. The thing with cookies is they were always so difficult to acquire because you needed to find the cocoa beans, and finding the cocoa beans were rather uncommon. I think that's all source water. I think that's all source. This is all source. Alright, cool. Let's start ground tilling. Alright, so I'm thinking keep the stems near the water. When were shears added? Shears were added in beta 1.7. Plus one reason why I like beta 1.6. You could still punch the sheep. In Minecraft, of course. For some reason I thought I saw water down there, but maybe not. I was just seeing the one pixel offset from the ground. I think when the next night arrives, I'll be placing down my torches. I feel like I said that 2 or 3 nights ago, though. How long has it been? Hour and 5? Still have a while for today. Do not use that all the way. And now we can work on this one. How do you craft diorite? Recipe book, I need you. Oh, that's cheating. Diorite is, I believe, 2 cobblestone and 2 quartz in like a diagonal pattern. Opposite corners, I should say, since it's a 2x2 grid. It's kind of a strange recipe, but it gives people a way to acquire them. I feel like that's one of those survival challenge type of things, because if you have access to the regular nether where quartz is abundant, then you're good on there, and cobblestone you can get from a cobblestone generator. That's just my guesstimation. You know what? I'm gonna need a chest down here for all the farm stuff. Truth be told, I'm probably just gonna pack it all into one area. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I have the goods on me right here, right now. Why don't I just start placing this down? And I'm thinking... Alright, which one should the wheat go at? Let me just plant all the sugarcane real fast. Then the cacti. Alright, so for wheat, I'm thinking wheat here, potatoes, carrots, beetroot. There we go. That's what I envision. That's all the questions for you. I have another question for you. Why'd you want to ask all these questions? I wasn't keeping score. I don't know how many questions you asked, but I got most of them right. I did indeed do well. I'm satisfied with my performance. A lot of these questions were straightforward, because if it comes down to technicality and dates, I'm not going to be as good with those. You were bored? Oh. You don't have work today? It just occurred to me. Aren't you a responsible adult who has to do responsible adult things? Like work or college? You know what? How many bones do I have? I feel like I've picked up a lot. In fact, I have a whole skelly bum farm. Yeah, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna speed up the carrot farm. You are home from work. Oh, that's right. You're still several hours ahead of me. I want to say you're like 9 hours. Alright, so I'm looking for... What version announcement not showed his scratched desk on? I am not familiar with the blog. There's probably one day I went through and read the blog, but like, that would have been a very long time ago. I would have not committed that to memory. Work full time and the job is awesome. If the job is awesome, it never feels like a job. That's where you want to be in life. Alright, poop. One more question. Oh boy. Your XP went up? Yeah, it took a while. See, there's a long cooldown, and look, you made it to 150. If you craft a log block, how many logs does that provide? You're talking about the block that has the bark on all 6 sides. I believe it takes 4 of them to craft 3 of those blocks. And we're not going to sleep tonight because I said we've got lighting to do. I remember making all the different types of log blocks for the block museum not that long ago. Doesn't Minecraft have a lot of strange recipes? What you're kind of doing is you take the bark from the 4 of them, and because you have extra panels of bark, those extra panels are a go-to covering the last of what you need, the other parts of the logs. I would say it makes sense when you think about it, but Minecraft recipes generally don't make sense. They're like, sure, but they really don't obey any of the conservation of laws of mass. Because then what do you do with the extra internal portions of the logs? Goes higher up the more streams you attend? I don't know. I don't think so. If it resets every stream. Because why did it take so long for you to get to 150? Oh, there we go. Doesn't that look not? Oh, hold on. We have an error. I think all errors have now been accounted for. So what we can do... Oh, you know what? I have another oversight. Because what do I do when it's nighttime? I didn't think about that. Which means I guess I could cover this up if I wanted. Maybe I'll make a mob farm. Oh, you know what? While I'm here and I have the full inventory, and I already looked at these, we're gonna steal the goods. You know what? I'm so mad because yesterday, it was either yesterday or the day before, I was saying how with the dungeon, I didn't really want to make a bucket because there was a possibility there was a bucket in that other dungeon chest. Turns out there was a bucket sitting right beneath my nose this whole time because this dungeon has always been here. This dungeon has been here for the past week that I've been spending my time in this area. And so it turns out I never had to make a bucket to begin with because there was one just sitting here, available, waiting. Well, too late because I already spent the 3 iron. I can't only be mad at myself because it took me this long to go exploring. Dungeons will always be cool. I'm just sad that the value of mossy cobblestone has gone down after they added the recipe. Kind of makes sense though, because truth be told, it is kind of a pain trying to find a massive amount of dungeons just to pick up a lot of mossy cobblestone. I totally would much prefer the recipe in InfDev Plus, but Too Late Method prefers his water to a mossy cobble, which makes me sad because it means you can't have regular cobblestone next to regular water. Or any water. It does not have to be source water. Anyways, while I'm here, I'm supposed to work on the bone meal. I feel like Mojang is never going to do anything with the dungeon. I feel like the structure as a whole is just going to stay as it is. Because they'll prefer to just add a whole new structure to replace it. Alright, let me, boop, place that torch because that got a little dark, and that one. There we go. You know what'd be kind of cool though? If they made a larger version of the dungeon. Just keep the same format of what we have, and then all they would do is have a supersized dungeon that has an extra 7 block perimeter. Maybe that one, instead of having 2 chests, has 3 or 4. And now my items chest is filling up. Where'd my water bucket go? Hmm? Am I not seeing it? Did I happen to drop my water bucket somewhere and never pick it up? It's not in my inventory. It's not in that one, or that one, or that one. Because this is the bucket I just picked up. I don't know what happened to my bucket. I think I deleted it on accident. Oops. Well, when did that happen? I don't know what happened to the bucket. I'm gonna have to rewatch the stream and find out what happened. Oh, yeah, one thing's for sure, I need to pick up my... Unless, if it happens to still be down here in the dungeon. That's not that cave. I don't know what happened to it. Well, congratulations, you went from number 2 to number 1. Oh, I guess you were 1 earlier. I don't know when I'll be playing modern day survival to give a comparison for how it feels. This series is only gonna end. I should say the series is gonna end just a couple more weeks or so. And then break time. Man, I am gonna need more storage space. Eventually I'll reach 1.21. 1.21 just has to feel old. I don't know when that's gonna happen though. Alright, so what I need... I guess now that I have these chests... I don't know how I ended up with 4 chests though. Oh, you know what happened? I had 2. And then I went to the dungeon. And then I picked the 2 up. And tough is what I've been needing. And for some reason I've been blanking on picking it up. Alright, can I land in the water? This goes back to what I was saying about a diving board. But I think the diving board was going to be on the back side, not over here. The end doesn't feel scuffed, it just feels underutilized. I would appreciate an end update as well. Hold on, they never added this, right? No. They never added a way to bone meal sugarcane. Also forgot to pick all this up. I feel like if they focused on the end similar to how they did the Nether, they only repurposed the original Nether biome, and then they added 4 new biomes. I don't think the end needs 10 new biomes, because then each of them won't be as valuable. So if the end only got another 3 or 4 official biomes, I'd be fine with that. I do wonder, though, if they do an end update, if that means they'll also start working on a fourth dimension. Because once the end gets a proper end update, the prophecy will be fulfilled. Where they wanted the existing dimensions to feel better. Still don't know when this was. This was a long time ago. This was before 1.16 at least. I can't remember when the Q&A was. Oh well. I do own an Elytra. I have one good one and a bunch of regular unenchanted ones. I think 11. I guess that would make 12 in total. Alright, now I think we're all good, other than we kind of just have to wait for the stuff to grow up. Oh, pumpkins. You don't use them? That's a question. Wait, how much does this give? 4. I see. Make sure I'm doing that right. There we go. Alright, all good. So now I'm just gonna toss everything else in here. Same thing with the ground tiller and the bone meal. Oh, and the cactus. Now I think we're all nice and set. I used my Elytra, my good one, not that long ago when I loaded up Amplified and Terrain. Before that, I used it probably trying to find some end cities. I think I had to go end city searching not that long ago. So I go, this is the part, excuse me, Mr. Pig. Maybe this is where we'll put all the dirt. Because look at that. That just freed up a massive amount of space. This chest feels so much lighter now. In fact, here's what I'll do. We're gonna put in the nether blocks. I'm gonna count magma blocks as well. The work on Slum continues on. How many years of development? That's not my nether chest. Didn't I? Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did not make it yet. 3 years. Such is how it goes when that's not the primary life focus at the time. The voxel game has been on hold for a while. Back in January, I started my triangle game. That I don't remember if you ever saw. Maybe I need to split up something else. Maybe instead of having the nether stuff in here, I'll have more of the things. Oops. If you want to see it, you'd have to comment on one of my recent community posts. So everything, it's a hostile mob drop, can be put away. These rods also count. Let's remind me about the ender chest. Wait, hold on, what is this? When did I get these melon seeds? If these melon seeds are here at the bottom, I didn't know I had those. Ender pearls are also hostile drop. Helix 3.5. That's not the name of the game, that's the name of something else. Does that mean you voted? Your votes matter, because they had a very real legal implication. Ah, yes, all my sulfur. Can't forget that. Or the gas tiers. Oh yeah, I never made that the netherwort farm. I'm gonna do it. Maybe now would be the time to do so. Let me just sort all this stuff. Based on what people voted for, that's indeed how it turned out. I'll keep it down here with my other farm stuff. Alright, well, that means I just need beetroot and potatoes. Oh, wait, hold on. Do I still have that bone meal? Aha, I do. Oops. Maybe that's what happened to my bucket, then I just never picked it up. Have any video of my triangle game? I do. I have two. One that says this is an April Fool's joke, and another that says the official teaser trailer. Lucky for you, I have not released many videos within this past while, as opposed to all the streams, so it's in a separate video tab. I'll probably start the bone mealing the pumpkin farm as well. The faster this grows up, the faster it's going to start making fruit. Pumpkins are fruits, right? Oh, look at that. Melon go, or the pumpkin goes zoom. Such a small hitbox, but it kind of makes sense. Why do the pumpkins grow up so much faster than the melons? Look at this. It was the same tactic for growing up both of those. 1, 2, 3. So I need 3 more. There we go. Oh, now the melons are grown up. Coolio, coolio. Y'all remember when you had to till the ground underneath the pumpkins and the melons? Those were the days. Alright, well, now we're all good. I'll grab all of this real fast. This feels a little dark. I could always use more torches. So nice that this area is finally being taken over. This is much more habitable. All the light means less bad guys. And ta-da, we made it. There we go. Oh, that farm looks much nicer. Finally, it's not just a bunch of grass everywhere. Now it's starting to feel more like a proper outpost. I still think we need something underneath, though. Something down here. And I'll probably expand it from that little cave area. So I got the farm in place. I got the tunnels. Hello. Step right this way. Said Steve in the first trailer for a Minecraft movie. Does he also turn into a hexagon? The shapes are dynamic. I'm able to control... I should say I have a dynamic system for the amount of segments that each shape has. Nope, you stay in here. And I was supposed to put the netherwort down below. Oop. That doesn't belong. Mob drops go in there. So let me grab one of these ender pearls real fast. And blaze powder, because I need Eye of Ender plus obsidian. Oh, this is a shapeless recipe. I thought you always had to put the blaze powder on top of the ender pearl. Maybe they changed that. How does combat work? You roll into the other shape, and it does damage. Oop, who wins? The player, because I don't know how to prevent the player from losing. Keep watching a winner's clearly made. And let me go grab that bucket, the replacement bucket, because I don't know what happened to bucket number 1. Because we are going down to the mines. And in fact, I wonder, don't I have water up here? Like that, before we visit the farm, we're going to go down and pick up obsidian. Was it this one? Yep. I don't currently have differentiating areas. There we go. The slow ride. Alright, let's go get more obsidian. Maybe I should clean up on this side. Huzzah! Alright, let's go for a swim real fast, and we'll try to clean up some of the obsidian on this side, hopefully. I should say clean up some of the lava. Alright, Alright, we are gonna dig this up real fast. This is not a very player-friendly access point. Who's calling me? It says potential spam. That means I don't answer it. Alright, if I need an ender chest, that means I need at least 8 obsidian. Plus I want to pick up more obsidian. Maybe I'll just get rid of this top layer. What's that say? Potential spam, part 2. Surely it's not important. Maybe I should have focused on lowering the lava level over here first. Less lava to swim in would make things easier. I could just also pick up a bunch of this. Who's to say I even need this lava here if I already turn it all into obsidian? Boop. I don't know if I saved that or not, but I tried. Already at 12. Let me just open this up real fast. There we go. Now I can see down in here. This is what I wanted to do. Let's just get rid of this cobblestone real fast. That'll get rid of the non-source blocks. Oops. There we go. Kind of dark down here though. That's better, I suppose. Oops. We're at 14. 2 more. This one and the one next to it. I should stay diagonal from it. There we go. Toss that. Toss that. Alright, we're all set. And up we go. Whee! Maybe that's why bubble columns give you oxygen. Because if people build giant bubble columns, if the bubbles don't let you breathe, you would just end up drowning. And that would not be fun to the player. So now that I'm back up here, we can make our Eye of Ender. Or I should say, use the Eye of Ender with the Ender chest. And now I need to sort all this out, which I'm already pretty confident is not going to fit. So what I'll instead do is sort out the unique blocks and not the stuff already out of my inventory. There we go. There we go, part 2. Alright, well, that's sorted out for the most part. So then everything in here is stuff that I just need to make sure to have in my inventory by the time we leave. So now I could slide all this down. And then sort out everything else. I'm very happy with how this little base is turning out. This outpost is feeling like a proper outpost now. Except, looks like I'm getting low on food again. Alright, how's the farm doing? Slowly growing up, at least. With enough time, I'm sure all will be well. Right, let me also grab this real fast. Alright, so, now what? I think next, we're going to work on that pathway that I was wanting to do. Question is, what sort of stair block will I want? I could just use good old-fashioned cobblestone for getting around. I use cobblestone and gravel, and that would allow me cobblestone stairs. How much gravel do I have? I only have 36. I'm not making a gravel pathway. We're going to use cobblestone. The original. Because I know I have a lot of cobbled grimstone, but we're going to take this home with us. Unless I find another building material, or another building use for it here. I have both copper blocks, right? Yeah, just making sure. Just making sure I pre-allocate that. Do you have the redstone right? Yep. I don't know what I'll do with the ores, but at some point I might use them. Still don't have the coal, though. Oh well. Alright, so what we'll need next, I guess, is just grab all the cobblestone. Let me also turn these into stairs. I don't have any currently. Don't think so. We're going to turn them into stairs the smart way, not smares. Alright. I was planning on the path blocks. I changed my mind because I still have to jump. I don't want to do all that jumping. So what I could do, perhaps then, is I could just start digging this up. Once I get to around here, it should be easier. So our torches, I know I just had you. We're going to dig you up. So hopefully I'm going to do my best to keep this block intact. And maybe I'll try to make this 2 blocks wide. And this is where the difficulty sets in. This is going to be such a odd angle. Maybe I do need to keep that like that. Will I need... Oh, you know what? Hold on, I have an idea. What if I brought this down this way? Question is this optimal? Gotta make sure the pathway is something I would want to use. Oops, that's not what I want. Alright, I think now we're all good. At least for this bottom portion. So we're at the start of the pathway. And this is where things get a little weird. Wonder if I could do like this all the way. At least we have modern day ability to sprint upstairs. It's really sad on my beta 1.8 world that I don't get the opportunity to sprint up the stairs. Sad times indeed. Such is how it used to go. You know what? I have an idea. You know what? Let me fill this back in. Alright, so from there, it goes like this. Hopefully this will allow enough places to place torches. How to use how to use place in multiple contexts. This is going to be quite odd, I say. Such a strange, non-consistent pattern. Whatever works. That's the important part. I wonder if I can... with all the dirt I have, I could probably just fill this in directly. So then that would mean... Let's go there. We're going to place down the stairs first. And in fact, we'll probably stop right here. Have that be a landing, and then keep going this way. And I forgot my horses were in there. I see the gray, and I think Skellybum, but that's not true. It's also nice that the air kicked on. It's getting a little warm in here. The heat continues. Oops. We'll probably just build that up, fill this in, and then drop back down on the other side. Oh, wait, I have an odd number of stairs now. 'Tis be unfortunate. Here in the northern hemisphere, the heat continues until October. Well, you know what I can do? I can get rid of that. Hooray, even number. No, I don't like that. If I do it like that, then I could just do this. Probably get rid of that one. I feel like I'm going to end up clipping it. There we go. Alrighty. Nope, missed a spot. This feels much better as a pathway. Not as all as what I was originally intending, but that's okay because it works. And now I can zip on up here. I just need to make sure I don't hit some of these corners while I go up. But alas, we made it way up to the top now. Just gonna fill that in, make it look a little better. Or maybe I should be putting the torch down there. Boop. Don't get burned and trying to step on a torch. Alright, so from here, I kind of just need to make it to the front door. Oh yeah, I was gonna fill all this in as well. Because I should say I wanted this to be on the up and up, which means this has to be raised. I can feel the performance drop over here. I'm pretty sure it's the bubble columns and the fact that I have to see very far in a vertical distance, of which Minecraft is not optimized for. I'll bring that over, and then I guess what I could do is I could just fill this in directly. So what I could do then is, let me first fill all this in. Maybe if I wanted to differentiate it, I could do something different. And instead, just have it run right along the side. I'll just need to fill this in and be surprised, change my mind. Have this be here. I just need to clean this up real fast because I want to put the floor down here. Got to make sure all these torches are off the pathway as well. What? Alright, that was a little dark. Move that over, plus that one. I'm probably not going to use this pathway very much, but at least I'll have it. So then right up next to the front door. And I guess I'll raise it up there. There we go. Elevation differences make it look just slightly more interesting. Says the guy who really likes flattening everything. That's okay, because now this has all been thoroughly taken care of. Alright, so what I'm looking... I forgot I was supposed to clean up this nether portal. I had plans to make this area look better, because right now it's a little bit of a mess. I just have the portal here right at a big old cave entrance. So, maybe what I'll work on first is the pathway. So then we are going to build probably this one up. Let's just fill all this in real fast. And then I guess the staircase will go up there. This is a really tough area to work with. It's just a small space. So how about we put this here then? Those are all my stairs. Alright, let's grab another stack. The stone cutter is rather nice. However, why do we still not have a wood cutter? It's one of those, it just makes sense. Of course, I could also say the same thing. Why do we not have pumpkin pie? No, that's not true. We have pumpkin pie. Why do we not have apple pie? I will be advocating for apple pie for as long as I'm around. One day, perhaps. And then this will just connect all nice and neat right here. Hooray, hooray. Alright, that's all good, except this is a little too high up. So with all this dirt that we've just been completely acquiring, we're going to fill this in a little bit. In fact, we're probably going to fill in this whole divot here, unless if I can make use of this. I don't know what I'll put in here, but I'm thinking a sort of room. Because it's just this natural area that's flat. And now it's going to have the two walls. I just see the terrain. You know what I could put? Something similar to what I had on my 3DS world. Or is this how I want it? Probably. Or something more like that. Alright, there we go. I don't know how we're doing on torches. I'll have to wait until nighttime approaches. But alas, now we have a way to get down here to where the portal is. Don't know what I'll do for the portal, but we'll figure that out. And I'm thinking we surround this. In fact, I have an idea. Or I could just leave it. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll leave it for now. So we've got this pathway taken care of. So we're going to work on here. I'm thinking wood floor. Maybe this is what I'll do with all this acacia. I have a plan for the walls. I don't know how good it'll look, but we're going to try it. So we're going to start right here. Right with the good old wood floor. As I carve this all up in its entirety and try to see how exactly I want to do this. But I'm thinking I'll probably utilize the wall as part of the last block here. Or I could have that one block separation, which would mean the wall would go here. If I do that, then this stays, because that's where the wall goes. Oops, that's not what I'm looking for. Well, it kind of is, but not entirely. In fact, this whole back corner would also stay. I'm supposed to be counting with the planks. So we're looking at 9 blocks that way, 9 blocks this way. Beep, beep, says the sheep. Did I do this wrong? I did, because I counted one more. Well, simple fix. I'll just do it like that. Alright, so let's place down some of that. And now let's fill her in. Hooray, triangles. Alright, so now what I'm imagining is we start right here. Take up those two. Take up those two. That'll leave +1 on the edge. Alright, now we go up. And now what we get is right in here as I bring that over and realize I've already spent a big chunk of my planks already. Oop. So this is where the oak comes in. Surely we'll have enough, right? Hopefully. Just barely. Hooray, hooray. Now I feel like, though, we need a trim on the top part. So maybe this is where I grab. I guess this is already floor level, which means... Let me just fill that in real fast. It's already floor level then. Maybe I'll put something like glass at the edge. Let's see, how much do we have? I don't think we have all that much. Oh, we have 53. I should probably cook more. I spent a moderate amount of sand on the thingy though. 6, 7. So then we'll go over from here. I spent a moderate amount of sand working on the farms. There we go. Almost. In fact, maybe I should make this one go down. There we go, I suppose. Yeah, so much tall grass. I feel like the savanna here has a massive amount of tall grass. And it seems like we're all good here because looking at the clock, tick-tock noon. So the last thing we'll do is we'll just plop down some torches here real fast. Probably do them. That should be fine. So yeah, we'll be back again, not tomorrow. Something popped up tomorrow, which may or may not involve me going to Universal Studios again. Well, that'll be then. So the next stream is going to be Monday, which will mean my schedule is going to be all caught up. Hooray! Right back on track with how things should be. So yeah, we'll keep working on this little outpost here, although we are very quickly nearing the end of what I wanted to do in this area. Because once I get the nether portal completed, I didn't really have any other plans for what else to do around here. Now we have the pathway. I guess there's the whole underside cave system. Yeah, let me just place down last of these torches before I forget. So yeah, we'll be back on Monday with release candidate 2. And let me just go to bed. And so, thank you all for watching. Bye.